not good morning, but morning. We're on Wednesday the 25th of, I was going to say November then, but it's not, it's June. Freaking hell. I was hoping yesterday my mother's confusion and that was going to be better today, and it was just like a one-off. I've just gone there now before my appointment to do her tablets, and she's upstairs. The carer was there. The carer come down and said to me that she's very, very confused. She doesn't know what she's up to, what's going on. She doesn't know what she wants to do, and she's trying to bring her downstairs. And so anyway, I said, I can't miss my appointment. I've got to go to hospital. I said, just tell her that I'll be straight there after my appointment. So it's her friend Linda's 80th birthday. Linda's one of the women that we go out. It's Peggy and Linda. So it's Linda's birthday. She's 80. And there's some of her old friends all meeting up at the pub for dinner. So I said to Peggy yesterday, if I was back in time, I'd bring Mum over. But I don't know whether she's going to be in a fit state to go, and if she's going to want these people seeing her the way she is. So I don't know whether, I'll see how the land lies when I go back. I'm going to take my mum out today, because even if she's confused, she's going to be with me, and she's going to be in a wheelchair, so she's not going to run off anywhere. I think getting her out helps, but I don't, if this carries on, then we're not going to have any other option than for my mum to go in a home where she's got 24-hour care, because I can't give her 24-hour care. As much as I am a daughter and stuff, at the end of the day, I've got my own family. Yes, she's my mother. Yes, I do everything I can for her, but I cannot be in her house 24/7 and ignore my own family. And she wouldn't expect me to. But, you know, it may come to that. I did say to her yesterday, because she was in and out of confusion, and when the carer was there, I said, would you want to go in a nursing home if you had the choice? And she said, not really, because she's got a lovely house, my mum. But, you know, if needs must, then it might be something we've got to look into. And that's not an overnight fix. You can't just say, oh, lovely, we'll put her in there. Thank you very much. That's £6,000 a month. Thank you. Obviously we don't want to just, if my mother goes in a nursing home, my sister will want to come and have a look. It's not just my decision. And also we don't want to just put her somewhere because there's someone there. We want to live in somewhere that's nice, you know, and have a nice time, not just be sitting in a chair rocking because they don't do anything with them and that. It's quite stressful, the situation with my mother, which at the moment I could quite honestly do without, but we have to get through these things, and life is to test us, isn't it? Anyway, I'm on my way to Velindre. My appointment's in 45 minutes, but it's rush hour traffic, so I've left a little bit earlier. And I didn't go to bed last night because I was watching telly, not telly, YouTube. I don't really watch telly anymore apart from the soaps, but I was watching YouTube. Next minute I woke up with some rubbish on there, like Jeffy or something. So I think the kids had sneaked down and turned over because they know I don't like that, and I'm like, get it off the telly. Then I fell asleep again. Then I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, right, I was thinking, right, I've got to go to Velindre, I've got to sort my mother out, then I've got to come straight home and then take my mother out. So I'm not going to have a chance to eat anything. And if you watch me regularly, you'll know I don't eat breakfast a lot of the time unless I'm really hungry, you know. But it was like 3 o'clock and I was like, oh, I've got frozen fruit in the freezer. Or shall I rephrase that? I did have frozen fruit, because when I was looking for it, I had a vision, and I remember Dexter taking it out and picking at it and eating it. So there was no frozen fruit. But I did find a bag of blackberries. Now, blackberries aren't my favourite fruit, frozen fruit. I don't mind them if they're in with a bag of other frozen fruit, like fruits of the forest, but just them on their own, they're a bit... Anyway, I found a small bag of them. So I thought, I got that really thick yogurt I bought yesterday. I've got them. I've got loads of oats. I've got everything I need to make overnight oats. And I also had in Tesco's, they do like shots, don't they? And you can have granola, or you can have almonds, or you can have any type of like nut mixture in like a long see-through like snack shot. Well, I had 2 fruity granola ones, so I scanned one and it was 4 points. So I've got it inside of my door. Let me show you. I made this. I weighed out the oats. I know oats are 0, but because it's counting my calories at the bottom, it's making me aware not to use 200 grams of oats on a breakfast, you know what I mean? So I weighed out my oats. Can't remember how many I had. I think I might have had 45. But I weighed out my oats. I weighed the frozen berries. I put a little tiny bit of sweetener in there, which I counted spoonfuls like, and that's obviously 0. So I just laid it all up in the pot. I measured the yogurt. I just put my thing on the scales and then put the yogurt in, and then every time I put something else in and I was back to the yogurt, I just set it to 0 again, and then added up the amounts that I used, and then I knew how much I used. But again, it's nothing, so, but I keep an account of it, so it does calculate my calories. And then in the top there, which is like a separate bit, there's that granola, which is 4 points. So that whole pot is 4. So I thought, if I get to Velindre early, then I'll sit there and eat me breakfast, you know? So yeah, that's the plan with that. So I've had 4 points today. Came to over 400 calories, mind. But we're not doing calories now, we're doing points. So the calories are neither here nor there, but they are there to make me mindful, to think, oh, well, I've had quite a lot of calories, or gosh, I haven't had that many. One thing I don't get, and it's the same like sins for Slimming World and all that, and it blows my mind. Like, I always remember like something on Slimming World would be maybe just 200 calories, but it would be like 9,653 sins. You know what I mean? And I'd be like, well, how can that be so high? But what I'm trying to get at is, Monday I only had 1,300 and I think from memory 12 calories, and I was in my, I either used bang on, I can't remember, I either used bang on my points, or I was slightly under. And then yesterday I used 2 of my weeklies, yet my calories were less than the day before. haven't had any sneaky ways. I was going to have one this morning and then I thought, nah, don't do it. Just don't do it, because if it says something you don't like, it'll put you off your stride. Right, I'm going to go and get my appointment out the way and go to my mum's and see what's happening there. Right, see you soon. This was a big ass important appointment. I've come on my own. What's that on there? Oh. I'm waiting. I don't know what I'm waiting for. My fate. I'm hot. I'm hot. I'm bothered. I'm hot. I parked around my radiotherapy, right? Because that's where I came on my last one. And something told me when I got my parking space, I shouldn't be here. I should be around the main entrance, which is a hell of a walk. So I went in and I said, I don't know if I'm supposed to be in this bit. So she had a look and she went, no, outpatient you need to be. And I went, oh my God, I can't face moving the car and then trying to find a space around there. I said I'll stay there. So I had to go down these corridors on my crutches. Yeah, bloody hell. Then I had to be weighed. Then I had to wait nearly an hour because they were running late. But the outcome is I'm now signed off for Velindre. I'm signed off. No more appointments here. I am still going to be under the Snowdrop Centre and I am going to get a appointment through for a second mammogram shortly because I'm going to be having a yearly one and it's over 6 months since the last one, so it won't be much longer and I'll be getting another mammogram, which is quite good because then obviously that puts your mind at rest. There's nothing else lurking in there. She did say, although it doesn't look good, my boob, and it's sore and all that, that is some of the side effects, unfortunately, and it's going to get worse before it gets better type of thing, but it should just start getting better, hopefully. You can just see the skin's thinking about healing over, so she was happy with that. And I just got to keep putting these creams on and stuff. So I need to go to my mum's now. I haven't eaten this. I'm going to sit here and have some of this because I'm hungry. I'm hungry. Oh God. It's going to go everywhere. The granola's going to go everywhere. Right. Looks quite nice. But we'll chuck that in there. Give it a bit of crunch. I don't know if my mother's going to be okay or whether I'm going to take her or not to the meal. I'll see if she's okay when I get there. I'll take her. But I just spoke to Peggy and I'm picking her up tomorrow because it's Linda's 80th, so she's getting taken out tomorrow. So I'm going to pick up Peggy and we're going to go for food and go shopping. Yeah, that's tomorrow. So I'm going to sit and eat this now. I've put that granola in there. That should keep me nice and full. And I'll see you for... I don't know if I'm going to have lunch or not now because I'm having this. I don't think I'll be hungry. Oh, just drop that on the top. Right. Cheers. Very nice. Right. Been in my mother's nearly an hour. Looking through the Cookadoo app. Deciding what to make for dinner. Anyway, I've decided on a tuna noodle bake thing. It sounds a bit rank, right? But I reckon it will taste really nice. It's got noodles, tuna, there's parsley, there's bread. You make like a bread and cheese, like crusty topping to put on it. So doing that, making that. I'm going to use my Thermomix tonight because I haven't been using her. She's too expensive just to sit there doing nothing. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to have one of these. These are eucalyptus cherry ricola things. My mother's just had one and she went, but I've scanned the packet, and if you have just one, it's no points. So it's nothing. Obviously, if you have 6 or 7, then they'll start to point. What do you think of it, Mum? Not the best, but it's something in your mouth, isn't it? Something to give you a bit of saliva going. Oh, I've got no makeup on, and I don't care. I'm bloody hot. They haven't got their blue lights on them, have they? No. Ambulance. Now I know why they're still in the glove box. Oh, Mum, they taste like shit.
I wouldn't want to be eating them all the time.
Nor me. One will do. If you like eucalyptus, get them. If you don't, don't bother. I think there's 6 calories for one from memory. When I got to my mother's, she was a lot better than she was first thing. She's still talking quite a bit of nonsense, but that's fine. You feeling all right, Mum? Are you glad to be out and about with your lovely daughter? Yeah? You know who I am, don't you? Yeah? You know who I am today, don't you?
Same as you are every day.
Same as I am every day. Who's that then? Who am I? Who am I to you?
Daughter.
That's right. And what are you to me?
Waste of time.
A waste of time? That's what we said. Yeah. Right there. You're my what? My mother. My lovely mother. Who does my head in. But we wouldn't have it any other way, would we? Right, we're actually going back to Porthcawl. A few videos ago, you'll know we went to Porthcawl. We were going to go and sit at the side of the road up by the beach, see if we could see some dolphins that my friend said were in the vicinity. Get a sandwich in Lidl's or whatever and sit there for 5. It's still a dull day, but it's not piddling down with rain, it's just dull and giving the odd spit of rain when it feels like it. So we're going to go back to Aldi's, just get a couple of bits in there. It's taken her out the house for a few hours because it's probably like 3/4 of an hour there, 3/4 of an hour back, and it's 12:30 now. One of the care girls comes at like between 4, 4:30, so I should be back by then. But yeah. And then tomorrow, Mum was offered today to go and see her friends from church, but she doesn't feel like a social butterfly and she didn't want to go and meet them in case. She's got nothing to worry about. They all know she's got dementia, but she's very anxious that they'll be looking at her and stuff. They won't be, but she doesn't want to go, so that's fine. So tomorrow I'm picking up Peggy and we're going to go for food and then go to a shop. Take Peggy and my mum shopping somewhere. Might even go Tesco Cafe or something, and then something like that. And then my mother's in the day centre Friday. So for the next 3 days, you won't be stuck in the house all day. You don't know. Right, we're gonna go. We're gonna go off to Porthcawl, get a few bits. I do like Aldi when, especially the middle aisle, but you know, I want to stay away from buying crap. Odd crap thing, you know, is nice, but I want to stay away from a majority of crap. Right, we'll catch up with you later on. We're out of Aldi's. Mother's next to me, but she's been a bit. So, yeah, she's fine now. I picked up this, it's new. It's not on the app. And I worked it out for 100 grams. And then it doesn't tell you how many grams it is. And I've got, I was going to say I've got no way of weighing it, but I've got scales in my bag actually. But I can't be asked. But when I took a photo of it and it took it, it's come up with a Greg's chicken shawarma for 9 points. So I'm going with that with it. It's not going to be far off if it's not 9. And then I've got a small thing of grapes which are 0. So that's what I'm having. I did pick these up for Mum because she didn't want anything to eat, but I showed her these and she said, oh yeah, but now I've offered her one. She's like, I'm not eating in the car. I don't know how many are in them. Smell them. They smell lush. I might use my weeklies and have one of them today. But yeah, we're going to go home, sort my mother out, and then go home and start dinner. So we're not home yet. We were actually passing where we used to live. So I just said to Mum, do you want to come up and have a look where I used to live? So she's like, oh yeah, go on then. So we're just going to go up. We're in Brynner we are. I used to live in a place called Meadow Rise. And then a bomb went off in the street and we said, we're going to leave. Yes, a bomb. Druggies were making bombs. Huh?
Meadow Rise.
Yeah, it's all Meadow Rise. The whole thing.
Oh.
It's just in different numbers. I'll show you. It's not the best. This one I used to live in. This top one. Down the bottom. You remember it? You used to come up from Surrey and come and visit me.
Not really.
No?
New roof on there. Right.
And that's where my friend Anita lived. And that's my old house there.
Yeah, it was a house like
I'll show you this
like
house.
that.
That's my old house there. And it used to have lovely brown windows and stuff. And the people have painted them. Oh look, the bottom of the door you can see is all brown. The bottom of the door is all brown where you can see the paint coming off. Yeah, and they've painted the bottom grey. That house looked lovely when we had it. The windows smashed by the looks of it. I am glad I don't live up here anymore, I've got to say. But yeah, I think it's sold about
Little pussycat.
5 or 6 times since we left. Oh, bit of reminiscing of where we used to live.
I've got a nice garden there.
Do you want some of your drink? You sound thirsty. Do you want some drink? Got it? You there? Yeah, there's a lot of unkept gardens.
What side am I meant to be? That side? Or
Yeah, you put your mouth over that hole, don't you? No. So I've been back a while. I'm boiling hot. I haven't done a shopping haul. Ooh, did you hear that crack? It's so pleasurable when it's hot like this and you get the little flies coming through the window. Bang, and they're zapped. Yeah, I seem to be liking cherries. Picked up these when I was in Aldi, and I'm just going to sit down for 5 and have those because today has ruined me. My appointment at the hospital where I had to do what felt like a marathon, and then I had to push my mother around Aldi, which was adventurous. I struggled to do that. And my mother has been, let's say, different. Different. But she's back in the house. Kara's there now with her, sorting her out. She was fine when I left. I left her one of those passion fruit buns. And yeah, right. I'll catch up with you now at dinner time. Where at the moment, it's this noodle tuna something or other, that from Cookadoo. But will it be that at actual tea time? Or will it be something like ham, egg and chips? We shall see. I'll see what everyone wants, because I did mention it to the kids and they were a bit like, oh. And I have bought some really nice ham. So I'll give them a choice. I can do the noodle thing tomorrow maybe. We'll see. Right. See you for tea, whatever it will be. Place your bets now. So this is what I have ended up with for my dinner. It's not the tuna noodle bake I was going to make. However, it's a salad. It does come to 12 points because I've had to count the mayo on top, which is this one. I had to work it out manually because that wasn't on the database. The 2 slices of ham are a point each. Yeah, I got cheese and butter in the spud. And then, yeah, I'll put a breakdown on screen anyway of what it is. But it comes to 12. And I think I've got 8 left. But I've got a little treat for something after. But yeah, that is what I'm having for my dinner. So it's now a bit later on. It's midnight and I am going to go up to bed. I hope. Yeah, I had that ham salad, which was really nice. Full of veg and goodness. And then I fancied these. Some little strawberry millions. The packet was literally a bit longer than my finger. It wasn't a massive packet. I scanned them and I worked them out, put the grammage in, and they were 20 points. 20. And I was like, what the fuck? Now, if we've been calorie counting, it would have been whatever calories, and I would have thought, oh yeah, got calories for that, I'll have them. But because it was 20, my mind has gone like, I ain't using 20 points on that crap. So I didn't have them. My eldest was downstairs at the time and he was like, oh, I love them. So he had them. I didn't eat the passion fruit bun. It didn't scan because it's new and I haven't worked it out, but it's in the kitchen. So I didn't eat that. But what I did eat was I bought some macaroons. I love macaroons. Well, in Aldi they had some macaroons. And I had 3 macaroons. I had 8 points left without touching any weeklies. And 3 macaroons were 8 points. So yeah. But I've written some figures down here because this is advertising bingo. This is what blows my mind, right? And makes me think, what? Because obviously there's a science behind it. There's I'm so tired. Sorry, yawning. Forgive me, for I have sinned. There's obviously a science behind it, and it works because it works, hopefully. But yesterday, right, this is just an example. Yesterday, I used 35 points because I used 2 of my weeklies. So I had technically 2 more points than I would without touching my weeklies because I get 33 a day at the moment, right? So I had 35 yesterday, but the calories I used were estimated at 1,277. Now today I have used 2 points less. So I've used my 33. I haven't gone into my weeklies, right? But I have had an estimated 1,838 calories, which is quite a few hundred more than yesterday, yet I've used 2 points less. That's what blows my mind, and I'm like, what? Don't make sense. But we shall see the results from the scales on Monday. I've actually got Carla Jenkins on, and I think it's an older waffle that's come up, and she's standing there holding some little bars of dairy milk, and they do look quite inviting, I have to say. Should be an M, I think. Or her bargains. Oh God. I was going to say tomorrow, but today, because it's 12:20, I'm going to pick up Peggy. Linda's not coming because it's her birthday. Her actual birthday's today, I think. But I've picked up an orchid. So when we go to Peggy's tomorrow, I'm going to drop off this orchid and ask her to give it to Linda, because she sees Linda quite a lot. And just say that's off Mum. Because what do you buy someone who's 80 for their birthday, you know? So this got a really pretty orchid. My mother today, well, yesterday now, my mother was, I don't know how to even say it. My mother wasn't my mother. She is becoming worse. You obviously only see snippets of my mother. You don't see the full extent of her dementia. I have been taking a couple of videos so I can show social services if need be. Obviously, I wouldn't put those on YouTube. Because it's my mother's, like, you know, dignity at the end of the day. And she's just not herself. But it's an idle mind. I need to keep her stimulated. I need to keep her mind busy, because when she's just sitting there in the front room on her own and looking out the window, and I check on the camera to, you know, see what she's up to, and she's sitting there and you can see she's not looking at the telly, she's looking out the window, and she's just like this, biting her nails, and looking out the window and sort of muttering to herself and stuff. And it's, you know, it must be a long day down there on your own. I do say to her about coming up to my house, but I think she just prefers to be in hers. So next few days now, we're going to go, well, we're going to pick up Peggy, go for food, I think. I don't know where, but because we're going for food, I don't know whether I don't know what I'll do. I'll just have to see, because eating out in a restaurant, I don't know, I'll just have to, well, I'll work something out, but we won't be going anywhere snazzy, because Peggy always pleads poverty when we go out. She's like, you know, I'm poor. We might even just go to Tesco, you know, and go in the cafe. But I'm doing that with my mother tomorrow. And then Friday, she's at the day centre. Saturday, her friend Rose, that keeps in touch with her, is coming to see her. And then Sunday will be a day where she can stay in or come up here. And then Monday she's back at the day centre. And then it all starts again. So I need to get some pyjamas and slippers for Dexter, because he needs them for hospital. But none of my children wear pyjamas, right? I don't know why. They just go around in T-shirts and shorts around the house and that, or their boxers. None of them really like pyjamas, but it says on the letter to bring slippers and pyjamas. So my phone just cut out again because I'm in storage. So I'm going to quickly sort that out, try and edit my video before I go to bed. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow on the next one. Thanks for watching.